All right, today we're talking about area of parallelograms and triangles. This is going to be easier than the other area because we're pretty much only going to use a formula. So obviously we have a parallelogram here, a triangle here, and you'll notice the reason we have to use an area formula instead of counting is that we don't have full squares that we could count. We have fractions or parts of a square, and that can get a little dicey. So we're just going to go ahead and use the formula. The good news is whenever you're finding the area of a parallelogram or a triangle, you're usually going to be given the formula. So as long as you know how to plug numbers into the formula the right way, you should be set. You won't have to memorize these formulas until probably high school, sophomore year geometry. So first let's talk about a parallelogram. On both of these, we're going to see the letters B and H, and I'm going to have you write those both in the middle right now. Whenever you see we're talking about the base or the bottom of a shape, and whenever you see H, we're talking about the height or how tall a shape is from its lowest to its highest point. So, starting off, we have the area of a parallelogram is equal to base times height. Well, our base here is this line, and that is 8 inches across. So we're going to add 8 in. These two letters are next to each other, so I know I'm multiplying. My height is actually this dashed line, which you'll usually see right here. My height is actually 5 inches. So I'm going to write 8 times 5. That makes the area 40 inches squared. Remember, we're doing area, so we have that square units after our units of measurement. And that's how you find area of a parallelogram. I know what you're thinking. That has to be a trick. It's super easy. It is not a trick. Over here, we have to use a little bit of a different formula for the area of a triangle. Area of a triangle equals 1/2 times base times height. So if I'm writing my formula, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite 1/2. And I'm multiplying it by a base, which is this line right here, which is 10. And then my height, which is from my shortest to my tallest point of my shape, is 8. And now I just have to multiply. 10 times, I'm going to leave this half here. 10 times 8 is 80. So I have half of 80. I'm still multiplying. So I'm going to write that as a fraction. 1/2 times 80 over 1, because that's a whole number. When I multiply that, I get 1 times 80 is 80. 2 times 1 is 2. That's an improper fraction. If I divide 80 by 2, I'm going to end up with 40 inches squared. And that's area of a triangle. Today, you have 6 problems to try. 2 are parallelograms. These 3 are triangles. And this one is asking, do we have enough information to find the area of this parallelogram? Please answer the sentence and explain. You, again, do not have to do the back of the page, just the front. Have a good night, guys.